Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Another 2 months in Southeast Asia has come to an end, and just like last year when I traveled through Southeast Asia for 2.5 months, I started and ended my trip in Bangkok. By now I have spent almost 2 weeks in total in Bangkok doing all the amazing things around the city. You either love or hate Bangkok, and I've really come to love it. I have made so many different videos about Bangkok already, about the temples, about different tours I have done around the city, about the best food and so much more. And in this video, I thought I would combine everything into my ultimate Bangkok travel guide. So here is all you need to know before going to Bangkok. Let's start with when the best time is to visit Bangkok. Well, there is a dry season and a wet season, a rainy season, which starts in mid-May and reaches the height of the rainy season in September. So the best time to visit Bangkok is November to February, but you can definitely visit Bangkok in the rainy season as well, especially during the start or even in October. Just make sure that you have an umbrella or a raincoat with you. December and January are definitely the best months to visit Bangkok because those are the driest and coolest months of the year. When you arrive in Bangkok for the first time, you will probably arrive in the Bangkok BKK airport. From there, you can take a bus for as little as 50 or 60 baht to the city center right at the start of Khao San Road. You could also take the metro. There is a very recent new line that goes straight from the metro to the city center, but this is closer to the big malls that I will be talking about and not really close enough to the city center with all the temples and also Khao San Road. So then you would still need to take a taxi or a Grab to get to your accommodation. Grab will be your best friend. You need to download the Grab app. It works just like Uber, but you can take cars or even Grab bikes. So for these, you will go on the back of a scooter, and honestly, this has been the most trustworthy, affordable mode of transportation and also the fastest because they can just go through the traffic so much faster and so much more efficiently. So I would highly recommend going around the city using Grab bikes instead of the buses, which I also tried to use a couple of times, but they weren't as reliable and it's a bit tricky to figure out. So yeah, Grab will be your best friend to get around Bangkok and visit all the best places that I will get into in a second. Personally, I stay near Khao San Road because it is a good central location to visit everything I want to visit. I stay at Bed Station Hostel, which is one of my favorite hostels. I've stayed there so many times now that it kind of feels like coming home. It has great facilities, it is social, but as of 11 p.m. everyone leaves the hostel if they want to continue the night. So you can definitely get your rest as well. And the staff is just super friendly. If you have an old SIM card that you need to charge, like, they will help you out. So I would definitely stay near Khao San Road, also for the food options that I will get into. But let's start with the best activities in Bangkok. First of all, there are a lot of temples in Bangkok, like more than you can count. You will stumble upon temples you have never heard of, but I made a separate guide about the temples that you definitely should visit. My favorites were definitely the Wat Po with the reclining Buddha, the Golden Mount, which has an incredible view over the city. I love the Golden Buddha as well because this is the biggest massive golden statue in the world. The story behind it is so impressive. Wat Arun is also a classic. And then my least favorite was the Royal Palace. I just would have preferred going inside, and it's also a lot more expensive than the other ones I've mentioned. You can enjoy a stunning view over Wat Arun and Wat Po from this rooftop bar on the riverbank. Or if you want a different kind of view over the city from a rooftop, then definitely check out Tichuca Rooftop Bar. The drinks are on the expensive side, but you do pay for the view and maybe even a sunset view as well. It is a really cool, picturesque place. Then I've mentioned the malls before. Bangkok is a shopping Valhalla. You will find pretty much any single brand that you can think of in the giant maze-like shopping malls. The most popular ones are Siam Center, Central World. MBK is a more local one with a lot more haggling that you have to do, whereas the other ones, they have like the high street brands, the luxury brands as well. anything you can think of. You can literally get lost in these malls. And they also have really good food courts. Then the Chatuchak weekend market only happens on the weekends, obviously. That's where it gets its name. But I haven't made it there yet. Like every single time I just happen to miss it. At first I thought it would also be in the evening, but apparently it closes around 5. And then the second time I wasn't back in time to still go because I had a whole day trip planned when it was going on. So I would love to go there. Apparently there's lots of antiques. There is so much cool stuff that you wouldn't necessarily find in the big shopping malls that I've mentioned before. And then the final shopping or the market that I preferred the most was the flower market. It is definitely the most colorful and best smelling market I have ever been to, and it is also open 24/7. You could even go there at night because you never know when you might have to make a sacrifice to the gods and you need some beautiful fresh flowers. This is really close to Chinatown, and Chinatown I love obviously because there is so much good street food. There are even Michelin restaurants. There is an entire market running behind the main street as well. It is so super fascinating, and I definitely would like to spend some time there in the evening as well because I've only really seen it during the day. It is included in like the nighttime food tours, but unfortunately I did mine on a Monday, which is when apparently a lot of Chinatown is closed. So yeah, that was unfortunate, but another reason to go back. Talking about food tours, I did my food tour with a chef's tour and I loved it so much. I had some of the best food I have ever had in my life on this tour. I did the day one, but they also have an evening one that takes you with a tuk-tuk to all these amazing restaurants. It is a bit on the expensive side, but you get so much food. The guides are amazing, and like I said, it's some of the best food you'll ever have, so it's definitely worth the $60. If you prefer to have some of the best food on your own, then go to the Nang Lueng market. Here you can find lots of street food, lots of stalls selling different kinds of food. This was honestly one of the best soups I've ever had. It was such comfort food. It was so yummy. If you're into street food, this is definitely a place you should check out. My favorite bakery that was close to Khaosan Road is Konichipan. They bring out freshly baked pastries every hour or so, like throughout the day. They keep baking new things and then new things are added to what they offer. So you have to be lucky to be there just in time for your favorite one, or you can just check and try whatever is on offer. But this bakery is so good, you guys. Like I said, between my hostel and Khaosan Road is Rambutri Street. This street nowadays has a lot of street food, especially close to the roundabout. There are a lot of food stalls where I got my final mango and sticky rice and the best pad thai for 50 baht. This pad thai was so good. I don't like when my pad thai is too saucy, and this one was just perfect. Aside from the food tour, I did a couple more tours. The first one was the Koh Van Castle bike and boat tour. This was actually insane. You see Bangkok from a completely different side and you get to interact with so many amazing, lovely, friendly locals. This was definitely a highlight of my time in Bangkok. I also did a tour to the floating market and the train market. I did like the train market because I don't know, it was my first full day in Thailand and just starting with a train ride through the countryside, finally ending in this train market. It was pretty cool to be the person on the train and not just the person seeing the train pass through the market, which is also very impressive. And I did that in Hanoi. I was on the other side of it. So it was very cool to be on the train. And then we went to the floating market, which was not as cool because to me it seemed very touristy. The boats had these giant recycled truck motors that were so polluting, stinky, and just, yeah, not fun at all. Didn't really like the floating market that much. And then the final tour I went on that has just gone live is the Ayutthaya and the Bangpa in Summer Palace. Ayutthaya was the ancient capital of Thailand. There are some beautiful ruins to be seen there, and also the Bangpa in Summer Palace is also a royal palace, but much more recent, and it was cool to see both and just see that side of the history as well. It wasn't necessarily my favorite day, but I'm glad I've seen it anyways. If you still have time left for your trip and you didn't choose to spend the entire 2 weeks in Bangkok, then you can travel outside of Bangkok up to the north from the train station, for example. There are very frequent night trains going, or even day trains if you're up for it. But I highly recommend these night trains. I personally think they are quite comfortable. But the train station is so huge and quite difficult to navigate, so make sure you enter through this entrance. I've also taken the night train to the south. Well, actually, I was taking it from the south to Bangkok from Koh Tao because I took a ferry to the mainland and then took the night train up to Bangkok, which is also a direction that you can easily go in. If you are going to take a flight elsewhere to Asia or inside of Thailand, then you will most likely fly out of the DMK airport. This one is close to the train station in the north of the city. This airport is a lot smaller than the BKK airport, but very easy to navigate and to pass through. Then recently I also went to Koh Chang, which is an island closer to Cambodia, and to go there or even go to Siem Reap in Cambodia, you can just go on Want2Go Asia. You can look for whichever destination you want and they will give you complete itineraries, complete shuttles with ferries and everything that you can just take from point A to point B. You will be guided through the entire journey and it's so easy and affordable to get from one place to another just by bus, ferries. It's a whole package deal often. I even got from Krabi all the way to Malaysia by booking on Want2Go. So yeah, if you want to continue your trip, definitely check out those modes of transportation. Of course, there are a lot more fancy hotels, but there's so many, I will leave that to you to figure out. And that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you will love Bangkok just as much as I do. And don't forget to check out these separate videos. I have also linked them in the description below so that you can check out everything in detail, from arriving in Bangkok all the way to every single tour and how everything went. If you want to see more videos coming up, then definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next videos. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!